If you had asked Anna's friends, they would have told you their lives were near perfect. 4 best friends, 1 apartment, late-night takeout, and plenty of unforgettable college memories. But there was one thing that wasn't so perfect for all of them. Boys. The other girls, Kayla, Paige, and Liz, had their fair share of dating adventures. But Anna? Not so much. She'd been on a couple of dates, but the guys never seemed interested. They would tell her they just wanted to be friends or end up ghosting her. Anna's friends knew it bothered her, even if she never admitted it. She'd just smile and say she had more important things to focus on. And then one day, everything changed. "I have a boyfriend." The words hung in the air for a moment before her friends exploded into excitement. "You met a guy?" Kayla had teased, looking totally shocked. "Who is he?" His name was Leo, she told them, her face lighting up. She had met him in front of the library after a long day of studying. Leo was a business major, tall, with dark, messy hair, a soccer player with this big dream of becoming a sports agent one day. "It just clicked," she said with a shy smile, and her friends were incredibly happy for her. As the weeks went by, Leo became a regular in their conversations and group chats, even if they hadn't met him in person yet. Anna was always dropping sweet little stories, like the time Leo showed up at her door with a bouquet of sunflowers, saying he just couldn't go through his day without seeing her smile. They went on these amazing dates too, like when he took her on a weekend trip to a little town an hour out of the city for a carnival. She showed them the cutest caricature drawing of the two of them and the giant stuffed bear he had won for her. Paige actually sighed. "A guy who buys flowers just because? Anna, he's perfect." She started skipping some of their weekly movie nights, texting that Leo had made surprise dinner plans or needed help studying for an exam. They all loved it, living vicariously through her little updates. And whenever they teased her about finally meeting him, Anna would laugh and say something like, "He's just so busy. You know how soccer players are, but don't worry, it's happening soon." They didn't push it. They were just happy for her. They were even happier when Anna asked them to attend one of Leo's soccer games with her. They sat together, cheering in the crowd and having a great time. After the game, the girls hung back and let Anna go to the family-only section on the field so she could say hi to Leo. They were a little bummed they weren't allowed down with her, but all agreed. This was the happiest they had seen her in a long time. Then, one Saturday night, Kayla was out with some friends at a trendy Italian spot Anna had called her and Leo's favorite place. Anna had said it was where they had their first date and celebrated their 1-month anniversary. As her group was being seated, Kayla looked across the restaurant and spotted Leo. But Leo wasn't alone. Sitting next to him was a girl, laughing at something he'd just said. They looked close, like they'd been dating for months. Kayla felt her stomach twist, but her curiosity got the better of her. She quickly called Anna to see if she was with Leo. In the back of Kayla's mind, she knew it was him, but she still held out hope that maybe, just maybe, she was mistaken. Anna didn't answer. Kayla sent Anna a text message saying, "Please don't freak out. I think Leo is here with another girl. I'm not trying to cause drama, so I want to make sure it's him first. Call me back." Kayla frowned. Anna always texted back fast, especially when it was about Leo. Her friends at the table egged her on, saying, "Go talk to him. Introduce yourself." Before she could second-guess it, Kayla found herself walking over, her heart pounding. She approached Leo's table, shyly saying, "Hi. You're Leo, right? Anna's boyfriend?" Leo looked up, startled, and exchanged a glance with the girl across from him, who also looked surprised. Sorry, I think you have the wrong guy," he said slowly, clearly confused. Kayla laughed nervously, thinking he was joking, but her stomach dropped when he didn't laugh with her. Her face burned as she mumbled an apology and hurried back to her table, her mind racing. She felt humiliated. She had seen a million pictures of the guy and was almost certain it was him. What just happened? She thought. Later that night, Anna came into Kayla's room to explain what had happened at the restaurant, saying, "Oh my gosh, that was totally him. He just texted me, freaking out because he thought you were some strange soccer fan trying to talk to him. He was there with his sister. Guess you caught him on a family night." Kayla felt a huge relief. See? It was just a misunderstanding, she thought. But from that night on, something in their group's dynamic shifted. Over the next few weeks, Anna seemed more defensive about Leo, quick to change the subject whenever he came up. If her friends pressed her to bring him around, she'd wave it off, saying he was busy with soccer or exams. "Ugh, he's so stressed with his classes right now," she'd say, shaking her head. "I barely even get to see him." Or, "I promise he wants to meet you guys. We just have to find the right time." And though they didn't say anything, her friends couldn't quite shake the strange feeling that lingered after the restaurant mix-up. No one said it out loud, but they had all begun to suspect the same thing. Leo might be lying to Anna, and worse, he might be cheating on her. The idea gnawed at them, but what could they do? Anna was happy. If they were wrong and they pushed too hard, they risked hurting her over nothing. Still, things between Anna and Leo became a bit of a mystery. Every time they'd ask her about him, she'd answer with a vague excuse or an odd story that didn't quite add up. One night, they were all out together when Kayla casually asked, "Hey, why don't you see if Leo can come by and join us?" Anna's face dropped for the briefest moment before she quickly smoothed her expression. "Oh, I wish, but he's busy with soccer stuff," she said. Kayla raised an eyebrow. "It's 10 p.m. on a Saturday." Anna gave a short laugh, suddenly focused on stirring her drink with her straw. "Yeah, well, you know how it is. They have early morning conditioning, and he's got a ton of reading to do for class. He barely had time to text me today. I actually didn't hear from him until this evening." Paige and Liz exchanged a glance, and Kayla suppressed an eye roll. Was he really that busy all the time? Or was he just some jerk playing with their friend's heart? The more Anna dodged their questions, the more their concerns grew. They weren't trying to be nosy. They just wanted to look out for her. But Anna seemed determined to keep them at arm's length when it came to Leo. At some point, the group just stopped asking about him as much. But even in their silence, the doubt remained, hanging over them like a storm cloud. Something wasn't right, and sooner or later they were going to figure out what it was. Then there was the time that Leo had invited Anna out to a concert with him and some friends. She showed her friends a picture that he had posted online of him with a big group of people. Anna laughed about accidentally getting cropped out when he posted it. Kayla, Paige, and Liz exchanged looks. They didn't say anything, but something about it rubbed them the wrong way. "He couldn't have found one where you were actually in the picture?" Paige asked, forcing a chuckle. Anna shrugged. "I don't mind. I was there, that's all that matters." It didn't make them feel any better. Later that night, Kayla went through Leo's profile again, scrolling through his posts. That's when she saw another video, one he had uploaded after the group picture. In the shaky clip, Leo was standing in the crowd, his arms wrapped around a girl as they swayed to the music. He was laughing, singing along dramatically, serenading her like they were the only two people in the world. The girl was facing the stage, her back turned toward the camera. Her long brown hair cascaded down her back. It was Anna. Kayla's initial suspicion melted as she watched the video. She quickly sent it to Paige and Liz, expecting them to feel the same way. Liz responded first. "Oh, okay. Maybe Leo isn't that bad." Paige hesitated before replying. "See? He does post her." Kayla exhaled, feeling an unexpected wave of guilt settle over her. Maybe they had been unfair. Maybe Leo wasn't some liar after all. For the first time in weeks, they all felt like they could relax. Maybe, just maybe, Anna really had found a good guy. The end of the spring semester arrived, and by then, the girls had completely given up on trying to meet Leo. They had their own lives, their own relationships, and the whole thing had started to feel like chasing a ghost. As long as their friend was happy, that's all that mattered. A huge fraternity threw a party to celebrate school ending, and the girls decided to go. Anna told her friends she'd probably be meeting up with Leo at some point that night and they could all finally meet. "This is it, guys. No more waiting. I can't wait for him to finally meet my besties," she said, flashing a smile that made it seem like everything was falling into place. The night of the party, as Paige, Liz, and Kayla were getting ready to go out, Anna called, saying that she would be stuck at the library trying to finish a paper and would need another hour or so. She told the girls that Leo was going to meet her at the library to keep her company and that they would be headed to the party as soon as she finished. By the time the girls made it to the party, it was packed. But just a few feet from the door, it was like fate intervened and Kayla spotted Leo. This time they were certain it was him. They had seen a million pictures of him at this point. He was standing in a corner, leaning close to a girl who looked very familiar. It was the same girl from the Italian restaurant. And now they were more than just talking. He was laughing and leaning in close like they were about to kiss. There was no way that girl was his sister. Kayla's jaw dropped as she watched. "Is he seriously doing this here, when he's supposed to be meeting Anna?" she said, appalled. They couldn't believe Leo's audacity. With Kayla leading the way, they approached Leo. Kayla tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned, blinking at the three angry girls standing before him. "Leo," Kayla said coldly, "you really are bold. Anna is waiting for you right now, and you're here with some girl instead? Do you think she wouldn't find out? Yeah, we were right about you. Now we know for sure." And Liz chimed in. "And you've definitely got a type. This girl looks just like Anna. Why cheat with someone who looks just like your girlfriend?" Leo's eyes narrowed, and he shook his head. "I think you've got the wrong guy," he said calmly. "I don't know an Anna." Paige scoffed. "Oh, come on. Don't try to play innocent, Leo. We know everything about you at this point. You play soccer, right? Business major? We know exactly who you are. Don't try that stupid trick again." But Leo just looked at them, with a genuine look of confusion. "I'm not Leo," he insisted. "My name is Eric. And yes, I play soccer and study business, but I don't know any Anna." Frustrated and convinced he was lying, Kayla pulled out her phone. "Wow, you really want to play this game. We'll see about that," she muttered, starting a video call to Anna. After a few rings, Anna picked up excitedly, rushing, saying that Leo was running late but would meet her later, that she was on the way to the party right now. But her smile faltered as soon as the camera flipped to reveal Leo standing beside them with whoever the other girl was. "Anna," Kayla said, her tone demanding, "we need to talk about Leo. Look, we love you, but this guy is a—" Anna's face went pale. She cut Kayla off, stammering for a second before abruptly ending the call. The friends were stunned, and Leo, still confused, turned to Kayla. "Look," he said, pulling out his student ID to show his name. "I'm telling the truth. My name's Eric, and I have never met anyone named Anna. I'm not lying to you." He stood there for a few minutes, showing the girls photos on an online profile the girls had never seen. One with lots more pictures than the profile Anna had shown them, with Eric's real name tagged, and proof that the girl he was with was his actual girlfriend of 2 years. That girl Leo had posted at the concert hadn't been Anna. It was Eric's real girlfriend who looked just like Anna from behind. With undeniable proof in front of them, a chilling realization set in. They'd been lied to this entire time by Anna. The boyfriend they'd spent months hearing about was nothing more than an elaborate fantasy. Where had she been on all those date nights? Who was she on the phone with for hours every night? Where had she gone when she went to meet him after the game? The girls stood there stunned for a moment, then apologized for the confusion. There was a serious problem here, so they left the party to find Anna and get things cleared up. They found Anna sitting in their living room at home, pretending like everything was normal. She barely looked up from her phone as they walked into their apartment. Without missing a beat, Paige cut to the chase. "Anna, we need to talk about Leo. Or should we say, Eric?" Anna's eyes darted nervously, but she tried to laugh it off. "Oh, don't be ridiculous," she muttered, her voice shaky. "Leo is just pretending he doesn't know me. We've been going through a rough patch, okay? That's why I lied about having to stay at the library. We have been fighting all day, and I was hoping we could meet up and talk before the party." "Anna, stop," Liz interrupted, her voice firm. "Eric showed us his ID. He has no idea who you are. This whole thing, you made it up, didn't you?" "How?" Anna's face crumbled. Tears sprang to her eyes, and she started sobbing, insisting that her friends were the ones being lied to. "Leo's just upset with me. He must have made up the whole Eric thing to get back at me. He's been so annoyed that I've been pressuring him to meet you guys and threatened to break up with me if it continued. You don't know him like I do." But the friends wouldn't back down, and as they continued pressing, Anna eventually stormed off to her room and slammed the door shut. The girls considered knocking, but agreed that everyone needed some time to cool off, and they could talk in the morning. However, the next morning, Kayla, Paige, and Liz each woke up to a text from Anna. "I'm sorry. I don't know why I did it, but I lied about everything. Leo isn't real. There is no boyfriend. I was just tired of always being the single friend, having to be alone on date nights or being the third wheel. I liked being the one in love for once. I never did anything bad. I just went to the library or cafe when we were supposed to be on dates. And I know it sounds crazy, but there was no one on the phone with me. I just pretended to talk so you guys would believe me. I never did anything dangerous or crazy. Please forgive me. I never meant to hurt anyone. But I do think it's kind of messed up how you guys attacked me over it. There was no need for all of the drama. You could have been a lot nicer about the whole thing. I just need some time away from everyone at this point. Sorry if I hurt you." The friends sat in silence, each processing the strange, sad truth. Anna's perfect love story had been nothing more than a story, a fiction that had taken on a life of its own until it fell apart. And for some strange reason, she wanted them to share the blame for it ending. Things were silent over the next few weeks. Anna had said she needed space and time, so the girls thought it was best to give her just that. They hadn't really been affected by Leo not existing, so there was no real harm done. They were mainly upset about Anna's lies and just wanted to talk to her about it. That way, when school started back in the fall, they'd all be ready to start fresh. But no one could have expected what happened next. It started with a single post. A selfie video of Anna, eyes red-rimmed, voice trembling as she sat on her bed, framed by soft lighting and an aesthetic filter that made her look even more fragile. The truth about my ex-best friends. At first, the girls barely noticed. Then, the messages started. "Wow, can't believe you'd do that to her. You're actually disgusting. Fake friends like you are why people have trust issues." Confused, Paige clicked on the video link someone had sent her, and there was Anna, sobbing, her voice breaking as she told the world her side of the story. "I didn't want to do this," she sniffled, her hands twisting nervously in her lap. "But I don't have a choice anymore. My ex-best friends, Kayla, Paige, and Liz, have been spreading lies about me. They tried to convince me that my boyfriend wasn't real, that I was crazy. They didn't want me to be happy. And when I refused to cut him off, they turned on me." The comments were pouring in. People sympathized with her, raged on her behalf, and called the girls out by name. "I admit, I wasn't totally honest with them," Anna confessed, tears glistening in her eyes, voice quivering just enough to tug at heartstrings. "I did hide my boyfriend from them, but it wasn't because he wasn't real. It was because I didn't feel safe bringing him around them." Then came the accusations. Anna claimed Kayla had been trying to hook up with one of their other friends' boyfriends, that Liz would do anything for attention, even if it meant betraying her closest friends, that Paige was the ringleader, always stirring drama, always needing to be in control. They made me feel like I was crazy for wanting to be happy, but they were the ones lying, and I have proof. The video exploded. Within hours, it had over 1 million views and thousands of shares, and soon the girls' social media was in flames. People dug through their old posts, twisting things to fit Anna's story. Strangers were DMing them, leaving vile messages, calling them toxic, manipulative, jealous friends. And then the real nightmare began. Anna didn't stop at one video. She turned it into a full-blown series. Each video was carefully crafted, just raw enough to feel real, just vague enough to keep the internet hungry for more. They always made me feel like the weird one. Kayla betrayed one of our other friends. Who's to say she didn't betray me too? They gaslit me into thinking I wasn't good enough to get a boyfriend, always treating me like I wasn't as pretty as them. I was doing everything I could just to keep up with them, but it was never enough. They were never going to be happy for me anyway. The rumors spiraled out of control. More and more people piled on, calling the girls liars, manipulators, bullies. By the time they woke up the next morning, they were being harassed on every platform. They had no choice. They had to respond. Kayla sat in front of the camera, shaking, holding back tears. I never wanted to do this, but Anna left us no choice. She's lying about everything, and I have the receipts to prove it. Then she pulled up old messages, timestamps, screenshots, the ones where Anna had gushed about Leo, sent pictures she'd pulled from some random guy's social media, fabricated entire stories. Liz spoke about all the deeply personal things Anna had used against them, things she had shared with her as a best friend, only to have Anna twist them into vicious, humiliating lies. Her voice broke near the end. You don't do this to people you love. Paige's tone was sharper, her voice filled with anger barely kept in check. You want to talk about trust, Anna? You told the whole internet that I'm a manipulative bully, but let's not forget. She pulled up messages, real messages. You were the one who lied to us for months, and when we found out the truth, we didn't even cut you off. We didn't tell anyone. We were going to move on, but you couldn't stand the fact that we knew, so you decided to destroy us first. But the final blow came when the girls reached out to the real guy behind Leo, Eric. They recorded a live video call with him. Hey Eric, just to clarify, did you ever date someone named Anna? Eric frowned, confused. No. I don't even know an Anna. So, just to be clear, you've never met her, never spoken to her, never dated her? Nope, Eric said, shaking his head. I have a girlfriend. I don't know what's going on, but it's weird. And I want to apologize for being kind of rude at that party. I hope you can understand how confusing everything was for me. I had no idea what was going on. The internet erupted. People started questioning Anna's story. New accounts popped up dissecting her inconsistencies. If she had a boyfriend, why had no one ever met him? Why did she have different stories for where he was? Why did her own receipts not add up? Has anyone ever seen her real boyfriend? Why is he still a secret? But Anna doubled down. She posted another teary video, claiming that now the girls were dragging other people into their harassment campaign. I can't believe they'd go this far, she whispered, her voice cracking. They're actually bringing other students into this just to humiliate me. I'm scared to even think about going back to school right now. But the damage was done. People dug deeper. They found proof that Anna had edited texts, used fake numbers, and lifted photos from some random guy's profile. And just like that, the internet turned on her. The same people who had defended her so fiercely started deleting their comments. Others mocked her and exposed her further. Her followers dwindled. The messages stopped. And then Anna disappeared. By the time the fall semester started, she was gone. She had dropped out, deleted her accounts, and cut ties with everyone. Kayla, Paige, and Liz never heard from her again. And though the harassment had stopped and they had been proven right, it didn't feel like a victory. Because Anna wasn't some stranger on the internet. She had been their best friend.